It's kind of a nice. Ouch. Uh oh. This is bad. They've got a shaman. We've also got one. A bear totem. Uh-oh. Holy cow! No. Okay. I can't believe these guys are gonna kill me on normal. Alright. Always go for the shaman. And I don't think... No, I can't use it again. Oh, nothing. Oh, nice. And you can use that mark target every round, so it's always worth it. And I think our sniper shot, single target, one bullet, increases accuracy by 15%. It's still... Oh, well. Sam, you get back. Nothing. Alright. Okay. Sangama lowers her guns. Sam. You okay, Sam? Sam's breathing is heavy and he looks shaken. That was a hell of a thing. You ain't kidding, you almost got killed, buddy. Part of the life, Sam, you know that. You did good. You don't look so good, Sam. You were born for this gig, Yvonne. Me, not so much. Think I'm gonna hang it up, find a nice brothel somewhere, stay drunk until I croak. What about you? Me, I do this. It's the only life I know. Well, you're a dumbass, and I'll drink to you when you're dead. Who am I kidding? I'm not gonna outlast you. I guess you can drink to me. Ah, tragic. You stare at Sam's face on your comm link. Shake off the memory. Come on, focus. I had your back that night, didn't I? Now, I'm asking myself, who would care if I die? Who would give a rat's ass? Better or worse, your name is at the top of the list. Maybe it's the only name on the list. So I set up a dead man switch to send you this call. I got 100,000 new in insurance policy, payable when you find out who creased me. Alive with a conviction or in a body bag with justification. Either works. Contact my law firm, Rogers, Mindert, and McCain, when the job is done. They'll know what to do. He turns to his left. Chet. The camera swivels to show a well-dressed man sitting next to Sam. Pursuant to Mr. Watt's wishes, Rogers, Mindert, and McCain has installed a secure, dedicated phone line so you may contact us directly when the task is complete. We will then begin a verification process. Note that you must also be on a secure landline to access this number. We will not accept transmissions from comlinks or other devices. Sam straightens up, talks seriously, first time. Look, Yvonne, I've led a direct life, and I probably left a direct corpse. I've hurt people, hurt myself. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted the last word. Maybe I just want someone to give a crap when I sucked air for a while. Or that I sucked air for a while. What do you say? I'll get to the bottom of this. Someone will pay. Looks like I've traded. Well, I don't really... we've not talked for a long time. I'd say my schedule's pretty clear right now. I hope you just said yes. I've got a locator chip slotted in my head these days. If when my heart stops, it'll activate. That's how you'll find me. See you on the slab. Rest in peace, Sam. See you in Seattle. The dead man switch. Your plane hits the SeaTac tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in the cramped back seat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of the Redmond Barrens. Organ grinders. A legal chop shop for body parts. Whether from the living or the dead, if you're hurting bad enough for Nguyen, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems this is where Sam Watts' body ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. So each little kind of submission, like it's kind of a point-and-click adventure-esque. Hey, I'm in the back. Employees only beyond this point. The smell of death and decomposition washes over you, only slightly masked by the many fake fresh of industrial-grade antiseptic. I don't think you can actually click on anything yet. Dresden. He looks interesting. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf, whistling a tune. His broad grin says, "I love my job," a little more than what you'd want to expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. "Sorry, I didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, ma'am? Are you the coroner?" "I'm John Dresden, the organ grinders branch manager here. So yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are?" "Yvonne, I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder." He frowns. "Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client. What makes you think he's here?" "Sam had a locator chip embedded on his skull, and I followed it here." "I see. Well, you're right. He is here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet. What with it being all the way out here in the Barrens." "So who told you he was dead?" "Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch." The dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. "A dead man switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here." So I'm still trying to get used to controlling the panning and zooming with the WASD keys. So he's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown. Emerald City Ripper? He sighs. "Not my title. That's what the Seattle press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel. This one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim." And Watts's liver was clearly cut out. Whiz, what else? The first victim's heart was missing, and the third had the spleen removed. "Dresden, get out here." Do we get that? Okay. Oh, had a little bit of a lag there. Okay. So we're going to examine the body here. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet. His face an ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest there's a small pencil-thin incision covered in dry blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what he wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found on his body. You can examine evidence through the bag without spoiling it. Look at the business card. Moving things around, you can make out it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. There's something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. Look at the cred stick. It's a standard cheap unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. I think I'll go on and take that. You slot the cred stick into your PDA. 300 new yen is added to your account. Oh, sorry. Well, it's a down payment on the 100,000. No problem. Look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing, and blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. Ooh. That actually doesn't gross me out. I'm a nurse in real life, so yeah. Look at the handwritten note. You can see part of the note, given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible that we have been too long. To say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. Put down the evidence bag. So we got a few new clues. McCluskey. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of Central Casting. If you ignore the tusk, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this new Ripper Vic, Watts, name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? The coroner frowned. So you insisted at the time? He chortles. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. The Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed, with a slim hand that knows its way around the scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and metahuman anatomy, too. So I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon? Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days, it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. The Lone Star detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? No, I automatically don't like him. She's kind of anti-authority, so yeah, that's right. And if you ever do hear something, I'll knock it right out of your head. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. So if you've never really played Shadowrun or read any of the actual Shadowrun books or the role-playing game, like in I think it's like 2015 or 2012, it's like during the Mayan apocalypse kind of thing. This awakening happened and metahumans came into being, like the elves, dwarves, orcs, and trolls, and then dragons came back, and all of this magic started awakening, and so that's where all of this is coming from. It's kind of like a mashup between D&D and cyberpunk, like the pure cyberpunk of like Philip K. Dick, and like I mentioned earlier. So Dresden looks amused. Do you always make friends that easily? Well, he didn't really seem my type. He cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Street justice. Well, Sam was there when I needed him back in the day. fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'll convict his own mother if it meant putting another $10 million a week in his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. Dresden pauses, considering. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I do to help you? On the take, who's paying to hold his leash? I don't know, but someone with some major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report was that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? You don't buy that? You don't buy that? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms. She didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. What are organs worth these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of million, but individual organs, not worth as much anymore. What with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days, organ grinders only deals in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky, though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. Have you ever heard of the Seamstresses Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts lowlifes. You'd probably like it. Me, I'm not really the going out type. Always too much to be done around here. Plus, the dead are just easier to get along with. I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Dresden looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything useful? Do you know where the murder site is or not? Dresden says nothing. A sly smile plays across his face as he turns back to his work, whistling a tune. Well, it's fine. So I think, yeah, we can start stealing him blind. Basic med kit. And dock wagon trauma kits. Those are very handy. And we actually picked up 2 more karma just from... or did we? Yeah, we got 2 karma. Just from talking and poking around. You get bonus karma. So... I thought about picking up some biotech. That's how you use medkits and stuff. Of course, we've got 2 points. We could go in and get another ESP control, or wait a little while and get a higher decking skill. Yeah, why don't we just hang on to those for right now? Alright. The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. That's actually fairly warm. Open the drawer. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Whoa, easy there. In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. Alright, if you've ever played... I'm sure it's kind of old school by now. Super Nintendo, they did a Shadowrun game, which I find to be very classic, and actually played the crap out of that when I was younger. When I was younger,